I had a dream last night that I was driving in a car full of people and I was tired or something. And it was nighttime. I was on the freeway. I had kids in the car. And there was a lot of traffic out. And somehow, someway, and I was driving slow too. Not super slow, but probably around 30, 40 miles an hour. Probably a little slower than that, 25, 35 miles an hour. And there was a lot of people on the highway. And somehow, someway, one of the little girls that was in my car, she was probably about 5 or 6. Yeah, about 6 or 7, something like that. Somehow, someway, she fell out of the back window. And not only out of the window, but out of the window and over the bridge of the highway. But she didn't fall to get hurt. Her mama caught her by both of her hands and pulled her back into the car from over the bridge while we're still moving. But I got the blame for that somehow. It was my fault. And so once we got back to our destination somewhere in the hood, it was the next day, I think, or probably the same day. Matter of fact, that girl, she was related to that rapper. That was his daughter, which was my homeboy. That rapper was, what was that rapper name? Was it Tory Lanez? Which is the one with the square looking head? Not the one that go out with Rihanna, but the other one. I think he got. Look, I think his name is Tory Lanez. But in my dream, his name wasn't Tory Lanez. His dream was something else. Where my other phone at? Let me see what this dude's name was. Yeah, but the dad wasn't there. You know, once we got back, Tory Lanez. Yeah, it was Tory Lanez. It was in my dream. But he wasn't, Tory Lanez wasn't there. I don't know where he was. That was my homie. His name wasn't Tory Lanez though. His name was something else. And he was on the picture. He was on a poster on the wall. And, you know, I wasn't really the kind of person that's going to sit here and explain myself because I was getting blamed. The mother was bashing me. She was telling everybody it's my fault, you know, going in. And I'm still kind of like in shock and all, like, damn, I can't believe this shit really happened, bro. You know, on top of that, she blaming me. She going hard. She talking a million words a minute, and I can't keep up. And so anyways, while she's in the house, in the apartment, I think it's on the second floor apartment, I end up, you know, walking off down the street, and it's nighttime, and I walk about half a block, and I run into a group of dudes that, you know, a gang of dudes, probably about 10 of them. Some of them I know from Webb Chapel, where I grew up at. Some of them I know, and some of them I never seen before in my life. But they all ganged up. You know, they're obviously there because they finna jump me because of what happened. And, you know, they playing it off smooth, so I walk past them. I walk up on them, and, you know, they was all chilling on the stairway. And then once I get closer, they all kind of got up and faced in my direction, so I already knew what was up. So, you know, I play it stupid, like I don't know what's going on. And instead of walking in their direction, I'm probably about 10 feet from them, and we all see each other. It's plain as daylight, we see each other. But instead of walking through them like a normal person would on the sidewalk, I walk into the parking lot. And as soon as I do that, they body attention shifted. So I already knew, like, yeah, y'all on to me. But anyways, they approached me. We start chopping it up. A couple of dudes I recognized from back in the hood. I'm like, damn, I ain't seen you in a minute. What's up? You know, still playing stupid about the situation. And yeah, they basically laced me up. They're like, yeah, bro, you know, we heard what happened or whatever. They ain't saying nothing violent towards me, no threatening words or nothing. But the body language and everything and the presence just let me know it's finna go down. So we all walked back, somehow walked back to the apartment where the little girl was. Matter of fact, I don't even know where the little girl is no more. She just disappeared. She ain't hurt nothing. She's just not on. She's not hurt. She's just not in the picture no more. It's just all adults now. And the other characters in the apartment where the mama was, I don't even know who the mama was. She's like a Mexican, kind of a black Mexican lady, kind of chubby a little bit. I don't know who she is, and I can't really paint a picture of her. All I know, she got long black curly hair, and she got on a white shirt, some pants. I think some light blue jean pants. She kind of chubby, and she real light skinned, like brighter than me. She like Mexican color. Well, she like Jerome color. She like white. She got like white skin, but she's obviously she black, but she Mexican too, you know. And I don't know who she is, but I know somehow, some way we cool, I guess. Or I know who she is. She's Tory Lanez's baby mama. But his name not Tory Lanez in my dream. His name's something else. And Tory Lanez is my partner, and she just the baby mama, which I know we cool too, but we're not like friends. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just his baby mama. But anyways, so once we all get back to the apartment, the gang stay outside, and I'm on the stairway outside, you know, listening to. She's still going off inside about how it's my fault that the little girl flew out the window and things like that. And I wasn't driving crazy or nothing. I don't know how she flew out the window. I just know that I was driving and there was a lot of traffic and the windows were down. All the windows on the car were down. I don't know why, but they were. So anyways, I felt like I needed to explain myself for some reason. So I went to the apartment. It was some females in there. I don't know where Kiki was. I don't think she was in this dream. But it was some females in that house, and they were all related to her. They were like her sisters and her cousins and shit. And some of them were a little bit younger. Like this, the baby mama was probably like around 34, 35, and all the females in the house, which was probably like two more that I could see. And the rest of them were probably, I could hear them in the back room or something like that. If you picture, you know, I'm kind of like in the middle of the stairway, and the apartment is on the second floor, so I can see kind of into the apartment from where I'm standing, you know, and they can see me, but I'm not actually level with the apartment. But the other girl that was in the house, she was sitting on the bar, which is right next to the front entry of the apartment, and I could see her to the right hand side. So she was a little skinnier. She was a lot skinnier actually. You know, she was kind of slim, long hair, not curly. It was tied in a ponytail, white t-shirt, pants, nothing fancy going on. And she didn't have an aggressive demeanor or nothing like that. She was just kind of, almost just kind of there listening to the story, but you could tell she was on the side of her sister, which is mad at me, blaming me. So when I felt the need to explain my behalf, like, hey man, you know, I don't know what happened. You know, I feel like it's not my fault. You know, I love that little girl just as much as anybody else. You know, y'all know I love her. I play with her and all that shit. Like that's my nigga. You know, I love kid, bro, and I just love her. And you know I do. Everybody knows that I do. And I don't want no harm to come to her. So I'm spitting those facts to her, right? But she ain't trying to hear that shit. So she's seen the goon squad on me, which is the gang outside on the stairs with me, by the way. So she's seeing them on me, sick her dogs on me. So I'm like, all right, bet, fuck it, ain't no more trying to explain myself and all that shit. Fuck all that, trying to explain myself, and if it's finna go down, it's finna go down. Let's get it. So now it's time for the battle scene. Everybody getting ready to jump me. We're in the parking lot. We go back to where, I don't know how, but we go back to where I first seen them about half a block away up the other stairway. So we go back over there, and now they forming a circle in the parking lot, and I'm in the middle. They kind of surrounded me. So I'm like, shit, let's get it. You know, And I just told him, I'm like, shit, nigga, one-on-one, I fight all y'all one-on-one. And if I fall, don't get to stumping me and shit. Let me get back up and let's, continue this fight. And on this, out of that crowd, some of them was skinnier than me. Wasn't none of them really a big threat to me except for like one or two of them. But yeah, so we got the fight on. I fought a couple of them. I really don't have too many details about the fight. Matter of fact, I know one of them dudes in that crowd. His name is, cause I grew up with him too. Didn't really grow up with him, but we grew up in the same neighborhood. I know him. He knows me. But his name is, I forgot his name, cause his brother name is Altyrus and Fat Daddy. So his name is, something with a D, boy. Something with a D. And he ugly too. He's skinny as hell. Matter of fact, this character that was in my dream, he was that dude I'm describing. I forgot his name. I'm just gonna call him D-Boy for now. That's not his name, but I'm gonna call him D-Boy. He was a little bit of D-Boy and a little bit of Altyrus. And who Altyrus was when I grew up, he was a guy that I lost my first fight to in the hood. I was over there running my mouth, talking big shit all in his face, popping off, and he stole off on me. And, he took off on me. And then I tried to fight him, but shit, he got the best of me. Yeah, so that character that I'm describing, he's somehow he's just mixed with both of those guys. Now the D-Boy, I ain't never had a problem with. Matter of fact, D-Boy was friendly. He sold drugs. His name is not D-Boy again, but he sold drugs in the hood, and I think he was pimping too. But nah, he wasn't no threat. But to me, Altyrus was a threat, cause I knew, I lost the fight to him before. So this character that was getting ready to jump me with the crowd, he was a mixture of both of those guys. So I was kind of halfway worried about him, and then at the same time not worried about him. You know what I'm saying? Not really worried about him, but more like, I bet I gotta bring my A game on this shit. I can't fuck around. I gotta bring it, and I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm like, let's get it, right? And then the fight goes on, and I don't remember the details of the fight. I know that I didn't get stomped or none of that shit. Matter of fact, I don't even think I ever hit the ground. And I think out of like, and the crowd got bigger too. I don't know if all of them there was to jump me or what. And it was all dudes, dark skinned dudes, all of them. And I was by myself, with nobody there to help me in that fight. No homies there to break it up, nobody, just me. Nobody, just me. And then in that fight, I think I remember fighting, like, I'm gonna say 2. I kind of feel like 3, but I'm gonna say 2. And I don't know how those fights turned out. I don't know if it was a win, lose, or draw, but the energy that I felt in the fight, I'm gonna say that I won, just off of that. But the other dudes, I don't think they ever jumped in the fight. They were just kind of like talking shit. And I think that might be the end of the story, bro. I think my alarm went off and I woke up. No, you know what happened? It's some people next door. It's some, I stay in a duplex, and there's some maintenance man next door getting that vacant house ready for whatever. And then they're doing some work, and they're over there banging shit, and that woke me up. About 7 o'clock in the fucking morning. That woke me up. So, I didn't get to finish the fight. But I'll tell you that I don't know how it was my fault, or if it was my fault the little girl fell out the window. I wasn't driving crazy. I wasn't drunk. I do feel like I was tired though. I was like sleepy, but I wasn't falling asleep at the wheel, but it felt like I was tired. A lot of traffic. Again, driving about 35, 45 miles an hour, something like that. And yeah, and Tory Lanez was Tory Lanez's baby mama in my back seat, on the back seat passenger side, and we had a car full of people. That was not Tory Lanez's name in my story though. His name was something else. And that was my homie. That was my friend. But I don't know where the fuck he was at the time. Didn't have a clue. Matter of fact, I tell you what, in the story, I didn't even know when I was trying to explain myself and telling people like I love that little girl, and I was trying to reference her dad. I was like, man, ask her daddy, what's the name? I couldn't figure out what his name was. I couldn't think of his name, it was tip of the tongue, and I seen the poster on the wall. I was like, him. And then the name came to me, whatever his name was. It wasn't Tory Lane, but it was whatever his name was on that poster. It came to me right there. Matter of fact, the poster was colorful. It had like purple and green and black colors, and it was like a dark theme. And it had like paint, like that's part of the picture. The paint was splattered across like half of his face. So it was kind of like blurred out by the paint, but it was like really organized. It was a nice picture, but I don't know where he was, and I don't know where the little girl was, and none of that shit. And all the females, they never came to the fight. They stayed in the house. And yeah, that was it after that. So that was a weird ass dream. I'm not sure what that means. Good morning.